Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair once again for joining our evening Qurant-tine program. Just want to make sure sound is good. If you guys can give me a thumbs up to let me know. And also, as we're getting ready to begin, please go ahead and grab your Qur'ans and recite with everyone else, inshallah. The plan today is to recite from Surah An-Naml, ayah number 54 to 64. That is Surah An-Naml. Bismillah, if you guys are ready, we're going to get started. And then inshallah, afterwards there will be short khatira, and after the khatira, there will be a couple of quick announcements for all your important information. As you all know, Ramadan is just around the corner. Alhamdulillah, Allahumma balighna Ramadan. May Allah bring us to Ramadan. And we have very special plans and activities for all of you. Something that is really going to, I think, bring all of us benefit this month. And also, while you're waiting, please do share the feed. So share on Instagram, just share it with your friends. You can hit the little arrow right here. I think it's on your screen here. And you can send it to friends, family members. And same thing, you can start a watch party on Facebook or on YouTube. You can just share the link. Jazakallah khair. We'll begin once again. Surah An-Naml, ayah number 54 to 64. Bismillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولوطا إذ قال لقومه أتأتون الفاحشة وأنتم تبصرون أئنكم لتأتون الرجال شهوة من دون النساء بل أنتم قوم تجهلون فما كان جواب قومه إلا أن قالوا أخرجوا آل لوط من قريتكم إنهم أناس يتطهرون فأنجيناه وأهله إلا امرأته قدرناها من الغابرين وأمطرنا عليهم مطرا فساء مطر المنذرين قل الحمد لله وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى الله خير أما يشركون أمن خلق السماوات والأرض وأنزل لكم من السماء ماء فأنبتنا به حدائق ذات بهجة ما كان لكم أن تنبتوا شجرها أإله مع الله بل هم قوم يعدلون أمن جعل الأرض قرارا وجعل خلالها أنهارا وجعل لها رواسي وجعل بين البحرين حاجزا أإله مع الله بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء ويجعلكم خلفاء الأرض أإله مع الله قليلا ما تذكرون أمن يهديكم في ظلمات البر والبحر ومن يرسل الرياح بشرا بين يدي رحمته أإله مع الله تعالى الله عما يشركون أمن يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده ومن يرزقكم من السماء والأرض أإله مع الله قل هاتوا برهانكم إن كنتم صادقين صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. I begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and invoke His peace and blessings upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open our hearts, open our minds, our ears, our eyes, open our lives to the Quran. A short just set of ideas that I wanted to share with you. This particular short set of ayat, 10 ayat, in the beginning, there's a short reference to the story of one of the prophets that isn't mentioned much, but is mentioned in the Quran, and that is Lut. And this is the story famously of the people who were committing openly or committing acts of homosexuality openly. And the first thing to note is that the ayat are absolutely clear about what the sin is of those people. Right? It's this openness with their lewd behavior. It's not just that they engage in this inappropriate behavior, which is bad enough, but that they are so open and celebratory of this type of behavior, and they expect it of each other and of society. And Islamically, we understand that homosexuality is a serious sin, and we take it as such. And so when Lut alayhi salam, when he brings up this issue and he's shocked, like, not only do you do it, wa antum tubsirun, like, and it's open, it's in the public, and you're just watching it happen. Their response is very interesting. They don't engage, they don't argue, they don't answer back. That's what ayat number 56 is essentially saying. They're not responding with some kind of answer. فَمَا كَانَ جَوَابَ قَوْمِهِ, the only answer that they essentially gave was not to engage or to argue back, but rather to just get these people out of here, like push them out of our place, out of their home, out of this place. We don't want them around. We don't need them, and we don't need their opinion and their perspective and their help, right? And the way that they're referred to is إِنَّهُمْ أُنَاسٌ يَتَطَهَّرُونَ. They think they are so pure, right? That's the criticism that is leveled, not an argument that this is good or bad or whatever, but look at them. They think they're so pure and they think they're so good, right? What a sad kind of argument to make, right? It's not even really an argument. And it just reminded me just the other day, somebody, I update myself with what's going on in the world, and sometimes you see on your Facebook feed all kinds of interesting statements from all kinds of people. And then I saw one post that was essentially mocking faith. It was mocking religion. And it was mocking the idea that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or God, would want to have a relationship with humanity. Just mocking this, not presenting an argument why he wouldn't, or why he would, but just making fun of it. And it just didn't make any sense to me. Like, so what? So what if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to have a relationship with us and he's open about that and he's, reaching out to us? Why do you have a problem with that to the point where you don't even argue back, but you just have to mock it and make fun of it? It's just ignorant, in my opinion, caked into, some pseudo scientific approach on things and making it sound like they're so sophisticated and smart. But the part of these ayat that I really wanted to focus on is the second half, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts to present, or starts to kind of engage in an argument of his own, right? He shows, he responds with real kind of argumentation, and it starts on ayah number 56. Actually, no, I'm sorry, on ayah number 59, I believe, where he says at the end of the ayah, he asks this question, right? Allahu khayrun amma yushrikun. Is Allah better, or the ones that they associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Whether those partners are other deities, or whether they put themselves in the position of, lords and gods on earth, the most important, beings in existence, whatever it is Allah better, or is that better? And then in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he keeps starting every ayah with this statement, amman, and then he continues. So is it that? Now the word amman, this phrase, essentially what it means is there's going to be a comparison. Something is going to be compared to something else. And so each time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to compare himself, like the question said, right? Is Allah better, or is the one that they associate in partnership with him? So now he's going to compare the two. But as he compares, he uses this beautiful rhetorical device. He makes the argument of what he has, right? What he has to present. So for example, in the very first ayah, he talks about the earth and the sky and the geological systems that govern this planet and planets in general, right? And he then doesn't follow up with a comparison. He doesn't give you what the other option is, right? He just leaves it, because there's nothing that the other side or the other deity that they ascribe, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the other might or power, or even themselves, there's nothing that they can share to equate with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created and has put into existence, right? Allah created the geological systems. What do they have? Nothing. It's not even worth mentioning that, that side. It's so insignificant. And then he, in the next ayah number 61, he compares the idea of, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creating, the mechanisms by which life exists on earth, right? And then again, there's no argument in return. There's nothing to be said for the other side, right? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he compares the idea of, when natural disasters strike, or when people are in so much trouble, right? And they call out in dua, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala overlooks and cleanses them even of their weaknesses, their shortcomings, their wrongdoings, and still places them back as the khulafa al-ard, right? Places them back as the inheritors and the rulers of earth. That's us, right? After natural disasters, we call out to Allah. He puts us back in power. He puts us back in control of nature, at least the way we think we have control over it, right? And then they forget, right? But still no counter argument, right? And again, Allah does this again and again. The next ayah, he talks about the idea of being guided and human progress, using the stars and using knowledge to navigate the world. And still there's nothing that we can provide in response. And even the idea of starting everything, right? أَمَّنْ يَبْدَأُ الْخَلْقَ ثُمَّ يُعِيدُ, and ending everything, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that began it, and he will be the one to take it back. It will all return to him, right? And what comparison do you have to this? There's none, right? And this powerful, beautiful reminder, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps asking the same question again and again. أَإِلَهٌ مَعَ اللَّهِ, is there a God with Allah? Is there a deity in partnership with Allah? Is there something else that you would even compare to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? There is not, right? And I hope that these ayat, as we explore these ayat, they would give us reminder after reminder of why we need to remind ourselves who our deity really is, because we do sometimes lose sight of that. We do sometimes start to give credit in other places, right? We do sometimes start to give too much credence to our own knowledge and our own capacity. We do sometimes just forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? We forget to make mention of Him. We forget to remember His role in the equation. We do sometimes forget Allah's greatness, right? We forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's might and power over the universe. We do sometimes forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one even who presents us. He gives us the evidence that we would use to argue for Him or argue against Him. At the end of the day, it's all His, right? I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to constantly remind us of Him. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us a people who are not oblivious to what He has done for us and continues to do for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us a people whose knowledge does not misguide them. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us a people who are always in remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who are aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's greatness, and who are working to demonstrate to others the proof and the evidence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's role in our lives. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Oh, actually, sorry. I have some quick announcements. Inshallah, this Friday, instead of our regular Sunnah session and tafsir program, we have a very special program in preparation for Ramadan. It'll be myself, Imam Aziz, Imam Sharif, and we'll have a special guest, Imam Alauddin. We'll all be going live together at 7:30 to discuss preparing spiritually, and in other ways for Ramadan, especially because this will be a very different, a very unique Ramadan. But we're really focused and energized on how we're going to make this Ramadan a special one. And we're going to make this Ramadan a Ramadan that will be one to remember for good reasons as well. Not just that we were stuck at home and we missed the masajid. Absolutely, we will. But we're finding ways to bring the masjid to you. We're finding ways to bring the programming to you. We're finding ways to bring the spirit of Ramadan into your homes, the spiritual spirit, the intellectual kind of energy that comes with Ramadan, the learning, the recitation, even the social aspects. We have ideas for all of these things, for young and for old. We'll be sharing those, but also just getting ready for this coming month. We'll see you all next time, inshallah, and also on Friday. Jazakallah khair once again for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum, and please spread the word.